TLDR, Meghan Markle's Spotify podcast, Archetypes, returned on October 4, 2022, after being paused due to Queen Elizabeth II's death. Titled The Demystification of Dragon Lady, the episode included guests comedian Margaret Cho and Ling. The October 4th episode included no message on Queen Elizabeth's death. Archetypes is back. Meghan Markle's Spotify podcast returned after a nearly month-long hiatus due to Queen Elizabeth II's death. However, the Duchess of Sussex made no mention of it in the latest episode. Spoiler alert, this article contains spoilers from Archetypes Season 1 Episode 4, The Demystification of Dragon Lady. Meghan Markle's Archetypes podcast returned on October 4. An all-new episode of Archetypes began streaming on October 4. Titled The Demystification of Dragon Lady, Meghan spoke with comedian Margaret Cho and Ling about the archetypes that try to limit and define Asian women, according to Spotify. As in previous episodes of Archetypes, Meghan also shared personal stories. At one point, early on in the episode, she recalled going to a Korean spa with her mother, Doria Ragland, as a child growing up in Los Angeles, California. It's a very humbling experience for a girl going through puberty because you enter a room with women from ages 9 to maybe 90 all walking around naked, she said before recalling how all she wanted was a bathing suit. Meghan Markle didn't include anything on Queen Elizabeth's death between the conversations with Cho and Ling, as well as sharing various personal anecdotes. Meghan made no mention of Queen Elizabeth's death. Grandmother to her husband, Prince Harry, and Britain's longest reigning monarch, the Queen died on Sept. 8 at the age of 96. Updates on the status of Meghan's podcast were shared via its Spotify page following Queen Elizabeth's death. At one point, the page included a message saying the podcast will be paused during the official mourning period for Her Majesty the Queen. Later, after Queen Elizabeth's funeral on September 19 and the royal family's additional week of mourning, came another update. Regularly scheduled episodes will resume Tuesday, October 4, the podcast's Spotify page read. Meghan's Archetypes podcast, which she executive produces, premiered on August 23, a little more than 2 weeks before the Queen's death. To kick off the podcast, she spoke with her friend, tennis legend Serena Williams. Subsequent episodes featured Mariah Carey and Mindy Kaling. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were on a trip to the UK and Germany when Queen Elizabeth died. When Queen Elizabeth died at her beloved Balmoral Castle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were on a whirlwind tour of the UK and Germany. They'd traveled from their home in Montecito, California, to attend charity events between Sept. 5 and 8. What was supposed to be 4 days abroad became weeks. Harry and Meghan cancelled their last appearance, attending the Well Child Awards in London, on Sept. 8. Instead, they, along with other British royals, took part in events ahead of the Queen's funeral. They greeted well-wishers outside Windsor Castle during a rare appearance with Prince William and Kate Middleton. On September 19, Harry and Meghan attended the Queen's state funeral at Westminster Abbey, followed by a Windsor Castle committal service, and, finally, a private service for family. Queen Elizabeth scolded Meghan Markle for getting upset with a wedding caterer, book.